The packages option within Equine Simplified is a very powerful tool. So I'm starting off to show you the packages set up for the horse Oakley. And there's 3 types of packages listed. Now let me explain what these packages are. There are 3 package types. There are board packages. So this is for your typical board. That might be package set up as a daily, a monthly, and these can include activities. So for instance, you might have a basic board that is just the feed and turnout for a horse. It might be at one rate. You might have a full care board that includes all training and other types of activities that might be at a different rate. And what you don't want is you want to record those training and activities on that horse, but you don't want it to charge those activities. So that's where it can include activities, and I'll show you what that means. The second group of activities are activity packages. So these are kind of add-on packages that would be lesson packages, a training package, ride packages, treadmill, for instance. You can create whatever type of activity packages you want, but these were the second type of grouping. And lastly are additional services packages. So these are miscellaneous type of items. They can be permanent packages, they could be seasonal. So some examples might be an additional feeding, blanketing charges, fans, laundry, supplements, you name it. It could be anything that you want and what you charge today. So where do you go when you're entering packages? So the first one is when you create the packages and create the custom names and what's included and not, you'll do that under settings, and you'll do that under the packages setting. And when you get there, you'll see at the top, you'll see board packages, activity packages, and additional services packages. When you're working with the horse, you're going to do this under the horse, and you'll hit the location and package, and this is where you'll see the package information set up. Some other comments around packages, and then we'll go into and do the demo here. First of all, once you set up the packages, they will automatically populate when you invoice the client. So if you set it up starting today and you go to invoice clients, it will look for active packages. Secondly, packages will be prorated if started or ended in the middle of a month. The way it calculates it, it takes the number of days that that package was available in that month divided by the number of available days in the month. So if it's a 31-day month and you've had the package for 10 days, it would do 10 divided by 31 multiplied by the package rate for the monthly rate. If it's a daily rate, then it just charges on a daily basis. Board or activity packages will incorporate the number of activities that you list and charge for anything above that number. So let's say you have an activity package, let's say it's an activity package, and that package allows for 6 lessons a month. And you have a rider there, and you now have 8 lessons that they've taken during the month. What it will do is it will exempt the first 6 lessons and charge for the 2 additional lessons above that package, unless you make it an unlimited number. You can set up custom package names to whatever you call them. So right now there's many that are pre-populated in here. You can either change the names of those or add new packages with your custom names. The packages will appear on your rate sheet. As I mentioned before, seasonal packages can be created and they can be turned off and on, so you can set the date range that you want to charge for those packages. And finally, a package charge will not begin before the owner start date for the horse. This is really important. So if today is the 8th of the month and I had a new horse that started here on the 1st and I want to charge on the 1st, if I set up the horse today, it by default will set it up starting on the 8th of the month. And so when I go to look at my invoice, if I have a board package and I put the date on there to start on the 1st of the month for the entire month, it will actually only prorate it from the 8th of the month because it thinks that it's the 8th of the month that that horse started. So you will have to adjust that in the owner start date, which is located under the horse basic data. So let's get started looking at the packages within Equine Simplified. As I said, I'm going to go to settings and work on the settings, and you're going to see the packages right here. So you'll see it under packages, under activities, rates, and packages. So these are all the pre-populated packages, the board packages. These are all pre-populated. The only ones that I'm showing right now is a full service board, is the only one I'm showing. But let's say I want to have a basic board. So what I can do is I can just select it. It will ask me, do I want to charge it on a daily basis or monthly? So do I want it to be $10 a day or $300 a month? It's your call. So let's say I'm going to do monthly. Let's say my client price is $300, and my cost for this with food and everything else, I know it's around $225. Now, within this package, this is where you can decide. You can save it as it is, and that will be the rate that's charged. But you can decide, are there activities included that should be part of this package? So now, you get to decide if there's activities that should be included in this and exempt from charging. So what that means is, let's say there's exercise and training, and let's say there's some lessons associated with it. And you typically look at your lessons as group lessons, and you can pick a number, you can enter another number. So if you want another number, you can hit this other please specify and it'll create that number. So let's say for right now, you offer 2 lessons within this, 2 group lessons within this board package. So anytime that the first 2 lessons that you give, they will be exempt, but if you do a 3rd lesson within the month, it will charge for that client. You can also add another one. So let's go back to exercise and training. We'll do lesson, and let's say private lessons are also included. And let's say you offer, this will say right now that you're offering to exempt 2 group lessons, and let me change the number just for clarity, and 1 private lesson. That's what you're going to exempt. So if they have 2 private lessons and only 1 group lesson, then they'll still be charged for 1 private lesson because they had 2 and you only allow for 1 here. Now there is a change to this, and something that you can do is this little button right here says customer can avail of any combination of these activities, which means if I click this, now it's saying that I can have any combination of these activities. So I could give it, let's say, 3 of these activities. And no matter what, whether it's a group lesson or private lesson, as long as they don't go after 3 or go above 3, it's exempt. If they go above 3, then it's invoiced. And you can do the same thing with fees. You might have some certain types of fees that are included in that package, and you can do that as well. So I'm going to hit save. One thing that I noticed after setting this up is that this is still grayed out, so it will not display until I change it to green and show that it's going to show it. So now it will be displayed when I go to set up a board package for a horse. I will see a basic board as well as a full service board package. Okay, so that's your board package. You can do the same thing with activity package. You can specify out exactly what is included, how many lessons are in this lesson package. Perhaps you have 2 different lesson packages. You have maybe a light version of a lesson package that's once a week, so it's 4 per month. Maybe you have one that is 3 times a week, so you want to set up 2 packages. So all you would do is hit add new, and then you would call it whatever package name, and you would set it up the same way I just did. And then the same thing on your additional services packages. So these are the additional services packages that are already set up here. Again, if you want something else custom, you can do that. And when you have this show hide, these are the ones that you're going to see as available when you go to set up your horse, because you aren't going to really want to see all of these other ones if you don't use it. So I'm going to exit my system settings, and I'm going to pick a horse. I'm going to go to location and package. And these are the packages that are set up. So this is where you'll see a preview of what those packages are. I can also do this on my home. And if I want to go to location and package, I can see each horse and a summary of the type of packages that they have elected. And what's going to happen is when you go to run an invoice, you will see the packages show up here. And so this is an example where there's a full month, and this is done as a monthly basis. There's quantity 1, the rate's 1,500, it's there. The next one is a daily feeding. It's done at $5 a day. The month of September has 30 days, so it's $150. And then lastly, there's a lesson package, and so it's for a full month as well based off the dates. And again, it would be prorated if the dates were any different. The invoices will show the package for the next month, and it'll start to display them on the 20th of the month. If for some reason I don't want to charge for a certain package, I can deselect it, I can generate the invoice, and the next time I go to process an invoice, those line items will be there and available for me to charge. So that's the basics of packages, and now you can customize it to make it easier to use within your barn.
Thanks for watching. We're going to be posting more videos related to Equine Simplified tips and tricks, as well as general horse care topics. So please remember to subscribe so that you can get the latest. Now, time to go play with the horses. Cheers!